Mm, I can mute everyone, but I cannot unmute later on, so we'll see that. So, freedom and happiness, that is our topic. Freedom comes from the knowledge. I'm not talking of freedom outside in the world. You try to gain freedom outside in the world in anything, we remain in bondage. Again, same example comes to my mind, that's a universal example that gives us an idea. I can do anything for you when I'm dating. So, you are so beautiful when I'm dating. You are very handsome when we are dating. And then comes the engagement. How I can manage, I have to buy a ring, etc., etc. The mind starts thinking, oh, what should I do? Anyhow, I have a credit plastic card, can be used anyway. I used it maybe 5 to 10K. Now married. Now, what happened to that mind which used to say, you are the most wonderful person in this world, and that is why I love you? What happened after the marriage? Who changed? I'm not going further. That is the state. That happens to the mind with anything, whether it is an object or a person or an event or time. Think of it. Freedom and happiness. What we are talking and understanding freedom. Freedom when the mind is free from all kinds of craving, obsession, attachment, because that mind is working on me and causing the problem. So, freedom is inside, outside, there is no freedom at all. You have $10 million, go to a vacation now during coronavirus time. Look at the bondage. Never think that you have a lot of money and you can do any damn thing. Answer is no. Important. But that knowledge is about my true nature. Who am I? Monk was crossing a river with the boatman to reach to their home and a monastery. Normally professors are academically very high in their knowledge. They can do the intellectual exercise, but it is difficult for them. If you say them how intelligent you are, I am the most intelligent. But the same thing comes to their day-to-day life, they still live in the stress and suffering. So academically, you are great, you have a lot of information. Anyhow, so the professor and the monk and the boatman and the boat was sailing in the river. When you accumulate too much of knowledge without any application and experience, then you always try to prove your knowledge anywhere, everywhere. I'm not talking of all the professors, Michelle. I can. So, professor asked the monk, "Do you know mathematics?" Monk said, "No, I do not know." So, professor said, "Your 25% of your life has been wasted." Very good. Monk said, smiled and said, "Okay, I'm okay with it because I don't need lot of money, so I don't need to know mathematics. Like me, I'm a homeless and jobless and knowledgeless. In New Jersey, I own home, but now I don't own home. I'm a trustee of the home. Remember, there's a difference. So I'm happier than before." So the boat was moving. Professor could not stop. He asked, "Do you know about quantum physics?" You know, it has become a fashion. Quantum physics, God particle. The God is also reduced as a particle. We human people can do anything with our logic. But anyhow, the monk said, "I do not know." Professor said, "Your 50% of your life is wasted now." Again, monk smiled. He said, "Okay, what I have to do with quantum physics when I know my true nature? I already know it. I don't need any principle." Anyhow, and you already know, the professor asked again, "Do you know about stars and galaxy?" "No, I do not know." Monk said straight away, "We need a very simple, clear intellect to treat the path of mindfulness. We don't need 100% IQ. Remember this thing. Simple logic, simple understanding. You see that? You need not to pass the examination. How great is your IQ? Anyhow, now when the boat was in the middle of the river, a storm came, and the boat was swinging like a pendulum. So boatman said, there is no other alternative except to jump into the river and swim to reach to the bank of the river. Monk asked the professor with all humility, "Do you know swimming?" Professor said, "No, I do not know." Your 100% of the life is wasted. Your 100% of the life is wasted. When that knowledge is not applied in life, what we do? We ask the CPA to file our income tax return. Why to unnecessarily create problem in the brain to know mathematics? When I know my nature, I don't need to know quantum physics. Nothing is required. So one great master says, knowledge is that knowledge which liberates you from the suffering and awaken you to the true nature. The rest of the knowledge is skill sets. You can use it as a career, as a profession, as an expertise, but they are useless to your life. That is the journey of mindfulness. Understand that. Keep in mind this story. Always remember this. Are you learning? Are you studying Eastern wisdom to study yourself? Or you are studying Eastern wisdom to become a professor? Both options are there. Both options are there. So the master wants. That is my logo of the website also. Sa vidya ya vimukta. Knowledge is that knowledge which liberates you from the suffering, so that you live in that permanent peace and happiness, love, and wisdom. Why? Because this is my true nature. This is your true nature. That is the, I would say, the in depth psychology, understanding of the mind, structure of the mind, states of the mind by the Eastern wisdom. And Patanjali has summarized it. So we have covered two sutras, two formulas. First formula, when we are a seeker, we can discipline and educate our mind. The second sutra, last week we concluded that emptying the mind of its content is the highest state of mindfulness. Perhaps you remember. I know you all guys are very busy, but still you can keep in your mind. Question is, that is the way of living. Even if you are a mathematician and you cannot solve a problem, you see where the teaching comes of the Eastern wisdom. You become aware of the mind. The moment the mind moves into this stress, hold on, mind, calm down. This is only a mathematics problem. Nothing urgent. I can solve it. Let me focus the mind, but we don't do it. We start fighting with our whom we claim we are near and they are near and dear ones. You cannot fight with me. I'm a stranger to you. What kind of intelligent people we are? Master hates those people. I'm not saying this. Our master Patanjali is hitting what kind of an intelligent and wise you are. Hold on. Calm down the mind, quieten the mind, think again, contemplate, reflect, and then respond. So the third sutra is saying the result of the second. When you empty the mind, what happens? When the mind is emptied, it is like if you take a river, the water in the ocean is a mind. When the water calms down, there is no turbulence. What happens? In a full moon night, that moon reflects in the water. Then you don't see the distorted moon, you see the full moon. Similarly, third sutra says when the mind is perfectly calm or emptied, that real self reflects in the mind. What is reflecting now? Oh, I have a lot of stress. Michelle was saying, I was doing this, and now I have reached there. So it is all about the content in the mind. I have stress, I have anxiety. This is also the content of the mind. I have a lot of problems and challenges in my life. That is also a content of the mind. But now, when you empty the mind, what is the content of the mind? My true nature. That is the third sutra. What it says, tada drashtu swarupe avasthanam. Then what happens? I settle into my real nature. So, how it is related to awakening? I was living with my wrong notions. That causes the anxiety and the stress and the duality and a conflict in my life. But now I know my true nature. So, what happens? That is known as awakening. So, what happens when you awaken? What happens to the darkness when you switch on the light? How long it takes you to throw the darkness away? How many minutes? How many seconds? That is known as awakening. Two things. When I settle into my own nature, true nature, instantly the darkness of the anxiety and the stress comes to an end. And second, that is known as awakening. That is also known as success in meditation. Until then, we have to practice. Until then, we have to practice. Now, see it again in a few words, the explanation of this sutra, why our intelligence cannot manage stress and suffering. We are extremely intelligent in our profession. We have lot of experiences. We think we are wise in our profession, in our job, in our career, in earning wealth, so many things. What happens dealing with the stress? Why don't you say, I'm intelligent, I can deal with the stress? I can throw the stress out of it? Or does your intelligence says, you deal with the suffering, I will deal with your profession, job, and career? Does intelligence says you? Ask yourself again and again. Master is asking that contemplate, ask this question, chase this intellect. So the answer comes from this master. Master says that our intellect sees half the truth. It only sees the incomplete knowledge. Why? Our mind is living in wrong notions. When the mind lives with the wrong notions and thinking, what happens? The mind creates its own identity and it hides the truth. So when it hides the truth, then what happens? Then I have a problem of identity crisis. I'm repeating again the principle in a different way. What is that identity crisis? I become husband or wife, then I live and work like it. But I'm neither husband nor wife, nor father nor son. Why? Can you point out? It demands an awareness. I become father, I become husband, but I am not. I am not what I become. I am what I am. That is my true nature. So the master says, Tada drashtu swarupe avasthanam. I become mathematician like the professor. Still I cannot take care of my life. That is what we do while gossiping. So the first sutra, yoga, is a discipline and education of the mind. So we have understood there are 5 subjective states of the mind. And we have also understood, according to this master, yoga is the highest state of mindfulness. What is that highest state? Third sutra says, I see my true nature. So I get the knowledge of my true nature. So what happens then? That knowledge of the true nature is like a light. Light is switched on, darkness gone, awakening takes place. And in the second sutra, it tells you the process, emptying the mind of its content. Then what happens? The mind is free from the diktat of the mind. Understand again, I'm working on the mind or mind is working on me. I feel heaviness in the head. Head is a part of the body. Let me relax. Ask yourself, body is working on you or you are working on the body? Similarly, when the mind is working on you, anxiety, anger, hesitation, craving, obsession, mood swing, everything comes into that. When you work on the mind, how dare you mind you can be in anxiety? Come on. Don't you know my true nature? So when you work on the mind becomes your instrument. And when that becomes your instrument, then what happens? Then mind comes down. The quiet mind, that true nature reflected. That is the meaning of the third sutra. Tada drashtu swarupe avasthanam. Swarupe avasthanam, my true nature. I experience my true nature. Let me remind you, what is that true nature? I didn't understand that. There are only two things. There are only two things in the world. Only two things in the world. One is I am, other is I am not. Did you understand that part? I am and I am not. Now extend it further. There is a matter and extension of matter. What is matter? You can say atom. That atom is present in the body. It means this is also a part of the world. In the galaxy, Mars, atom, matter. So, matter, an extension of matter, is the material world. Consciousness and its extension is individual self, pure self, real self, include the God, the way you define the God. Consciousness is the atom. Now we can understand in a different way. I am and I am not. I am. How do I say I am? If I'm conscious of it, isn't it? When I say I am here, means consciousness is there behind the mind who says I am. So I am is closely related to the consciousness. I get that information when I say I am. And how do I say I am not? When I say this is my hand never says this is you. Come on, I also see you. What it means? The matter cannot say I am. Filter out what I am not. You will find your true nature. So, in our journey, we say this is what is subjective and objective reality. Subjective and objective reality. My mind is popping up something about quantum physics that we will talk in the next week. How the quantum physics also helps us to point out, based on the principles of Eastern wisdom, what is our true nature. So let us start our journey. Close your eyes in the stage one. Close your eyes and let us start our journey of mindfulness. The stage one, you look at the body. You see that you, conscious being, looking at the body. Body is steady. And then look inside the heart. Look inside the heart in the space or in the darkness. Any point in that space, you will discover there is already a calmness. Doesn't it give us the idea that if the calmness I can experience while looking within, even that is 1%, and if I discover my true nature, what will be the state of that calmness? So we are becoming aware, dropping the wrong notions. In that state, be comfortable. Looking at the neck joint, feeling the sensation, being comfortable and steadiness. We are settling down the mind so that we continue to live in awareness of the calmness within. That is why the second step, looking at the shoulder joints mentally, means you feel, you are aware, and you experience sensation, being comfortable and steadiness. Beautiful. Hip joint, I appreciate you are moving deeper. I'll tell you how it happens later. And you're looking at the hip joint, feeling the sensation, being comfortable and steadiness. Look at the entire body, from the top to the bottom, being there, feeling sensation, being comfortable and steadiness, my friend. So, my friends, being carefree, thoughts, feelings, sensation, let it come, let it go, let it stay, let it give you variety of experiences. You are just behind all the thoughts and feeling and sensation, like you are standing across a road watching the traffic. It is a knowledge practice, that's why I have to give similes, metaphors to make you understand, make the mind understand. So the mind drops the wrong notion and it steps back, being carefree completely. So first stage is over. Now let us move to the second stage, looking inside the rib cage, in the space. What you are looking in the space? Calmness. Body is steady, comfortable, and start breathing quick, short, and gentle breath through both the nostrils. Just play and have fun. Playing and have fun with the breath. With a smile, keep a smile on the face. And stop there. Start inhaling deep, silent, slow breath. First into the belly, then into the rib cage. Now look deep inside the forehead in the space. There you feel the vibration of the humming. With every exhalation, start the humming sound louder, deeper, longer. Every inhalation is deep, silent, slow. Continue. Stop it, but maintain the state of sensation, being comfortable, steadiness, carefree. What is going to happen? What is happening? Your mind is able to go deeper. You can experience not the point of calmness, but a circle of calmness. Why? The mind has started living within. But we need to put this mind deeper and deeper within. There comes the third, stage 4. But it's not stage 3, where we hammer the space at different centers: the center of knowledge, the center of desire, and the center of action inside the forehead, inside the heart, and inside the belly button. And that we do it mentally. So look deep inside the forehead, in the space, experience the calmness, and start hammering mentally, quick, fast, and loud, the mantra Om in your mind. Om, 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 om. Mentally, you are doing it, not the movement of the lips or the tongue. Why? Because we want to bypass the body and the breath too. Why? Mindfulness is transcending the mind. Continue hammering, quick, fast, and loud in your mind. It is so fast that you don't allow even a single thought to enter between two Om mentally. I am demonstrating you loudly to make you understand. Continue. I'll tell you. Continue. Now, move the mind inside the heart in the space. No movement in the body and start hammering. Quick, fast, and loud, deep inside the heart. Normally, with different individuals, any of the three center, one of the three center is more active. So that gives an entry point for us to move deeper. That's why we are doing at all the three centers of the three power of the mind. We want to tap these three powers. Continue. Hammering, quick, fast, and loud. You have bypassed the body. Body is sleeping. Mind is acting rightly deep inside. And now look deep inside the belly button. That is the center of our action. Start hammering, same mantra mentally. The mind says, I feel bored. Don't listen to that boredom. You can take a conscious action. So when the intellect chooses the right knowledge, right desire, it prompts you to the right action. You don't listen to the mind. You have to make the mind listen to you. Continue. I appreciate you all maintaining that state outside. And I don't see too much of movement of the eyelids also. So that gives me a clue that everyone, more or less, going deeper. Now leave this. Looking at the head and the neck, as if the mind is touching every skin of the cell of the head and the neck. Means what? You are moving the mind with awareness. So what is going to happen? You will experience variety of sensation plus relaxation plus stillness. One of the greatest qualification to succeed in mindfulness. In that state, just keep looking inside the head and the neck and be there. You experience the space inside in the sensation. So that sensation inside is calmness, and the space within, where the mind finds the infinite space all around, more or less it is the state of quietness. Let us continue to experience that state. Look at the right arm from outside, from the shoulder, touching, mind is touching every skin of the cell of the right arm, reaching to fingertips and experiencing. You may experience variety of sensation that includes numbness, tingling, freezing, sweating, heat, cold. Everything is okay. Just recognize and accept them. And then look inside the right arm. Be there. Where is inside? Common element. What is common element? Calmness and quietness. So looking at the left arm, same way, mind is touching every cell, sensation erupts, relaxation is there, and stillness is there. Inside the left arm, be there. Experience the calmness and the quietness. Now look at the middle portion of the body from the shoulder to the waist. Outside. Simple awareness, doing nothing. Looking, just looking. And experience sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Outside and inside the heart. Be there. Pick up the sensation inside, that is calmness. Pick up the space within, that is quietness. The right leg outside. Remember, when the mind moves as if it is touching every cell of the skin of the right leg, means the mind is moving with awareness and attention. Because it is moving with awareness and attention, that mind drops its wrong notions. That is what we have been discussing. And it gives you a new experience. Was it not there before? It was there, but the mind is already running outside. Now move the mind inside the right leg. Be there. Experience the sensation in the space, the calmness and the quietness is there. Left leg. Outside. Sensation, relaxation, and stillness. And inside, calmness and quietness. The entire body, when the mind that lives consciously in the state of sensation, relaxation, and stillness, that mind which is obsessed with the body is dropped. That very obsession is dropped. And that makes you experience inside calmness and quietness. So now the mind is living within. Very good. So now let us go deeper within, look deep inside the heart. What do we see? Space, calmness, and quietness. In that quietness, you drop Shantoham. Shantoham means I am the peace. First milestone. We are going deeper. We are asking the mind to go deeper and touch our true nature. So now, first milestone, and then we see the space. Move the mind, continue within. The moment the mind says that is, say Shantoham. You'll find the space further. Continue moving the mind and dropping the mind deeper and deeper and deeper with a tag. What is the tag? Shantoham. Remind your mind, I am the peace. I don't create peace. When I am the peace, everything is secondary. Beautiful. Please continue. Beautiful. Please continue. Now stop it. We fortify that state by the next step. Look at the breath going in and out. The moment the breath goes in, drop Om Shanti, while the mind drops deep inside the space as if it is lost. Again, the breath comes out, Om Shanti. The mind is lost into the space outside, the infinite space within, an infinite space outside. What we are doing, we are educating the mind, disciplining the mind. Why? For what? So that the mind can reflect our true nature. No change in the rate and the rhythm of the breath, doing nothing at all. Looking at the breath going in and out and casually dropping. Om Shanti. Om unmanifest real nature, Shanti manifest real nature. Beautiful. Mindfulness just a play and a fun. And do nothing, remain as you are in order to see whether I'm progressing or not. In that state of doing nothing, somewhere from nowhere, any thought comes, disturbs the whole. Why? It wants to run outside. It can happen in one day. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. It was a beautiful session. Who made it successful? We'll talk about it. Bring the mind on the right hand. Your mind on the left hand. Check. Is the mind ready to lift? Or it wants to maintain that state? That is one of the pointer of the success. Lift your both the palms, place it on your closed eyes. Open the eyes inside the palms so that the eyes face to the space again. It has that experience. And once it is done, then you can bring the hands down. Wait there, be there if you want to be there. Once you're comfortable, once your mind is ready, then you can return. It's one of the most beautiful sessions. Who made it successfully? You, not me. I'm just a pointer. I'm 100% clear. So why you succeeded today? Maybe because of the listening, your mind was paying attention. And then it did the practice and mind followed it. What it means? We studied in the beginning that the mind lives in 5 subjective states: wandering state, forgetfulness state, crazy, lazy, and obsession. So when it lives into that state, that mind kicks you. No, do like this, move the body, run like this, think of this, look at it. How are you? And Continue to be in that state, Sophie. No worries. No, you have to unmute, then only I can listen to you. No, you have to show the picture.
Oh,
Your picture is gone.
how come? What do I do? How come it's gone?
You're finding your true nature.
Oh, yes, you see,
That
it's not
is.
my true nature. In 2
Now you
seconds.
have.
Here we
How
go.
are How are
All
you?
right. Yeah, it
Feel
was
calm?
felt very good. It was very. I felt it was really going deep. Yes.
Going deep. Wonderful. How are you, Michelle? You see, you didn't move the body.
I felt light. I felt like I lost a lot of weight during this session. Like the moments that I got out were like where I felt like, the heaviness of the body, but I felt light and I felt like light traveling around me.
It was a beautiful session. You see that? Now compare when the body complains, anything in the body complains, I ask my mind why you are troubling the body. Because without the mind, the body cannot be troubled. We will talk in detail, but that is what is known as, in science, is a psychosomatic principle and somato-psychic principle. The mind travels into the body unorganized, say, for example, with anxiety and anger, it affects every cell of the body. First time you did it, second time your mind is in anxiety, it travels again into the body. I explained this principle of the science in this way. Third time, fourth time, now what happened to the body? Body has already acquired the habit. Body is already in anxiety. You are controlling because you are talking to me. So these practices dissolves that mind which has entered into the body unorganized. That is why you experience these things in the body, Michelle. Look at the subtle understanding in the Eastern wisdom. Beautiful. How are you, Sophie?
I am good. I felt a lot of space uh, around me and inside me, and
What did you feel?
a lot of space, very spaciousness.
Oh,
Space.
space.
Oh,
Oh, that is good.
that's
Space.
important,
And
right?
then I had my hand on my leg, and it felt like it was not me at all.
Yes. Yes, it is not you. It is 100% sure. You say it is my car, but you never say I am car. That is a wrong notion we always keep. This is my body. So conclusion is I am the body. No, it cannot be. See that? So principles of these Eastern wisdom, principles coming from the Eastern wisdom helps you to identify, to drop the wrong notion and then follow what is right. Perfect. That's a deeper meditation, Sophie. How are you, John?
Okay, for about the first 10 minutes, I had all these thoughts from work coming in and out. But I think after about 10 minutes, I started getting it. Feeling more
Started
calm.
getting it.
Yeah.
Yeah. More calmer.
But it, but it,
Nobody
but
moved.
it, but it took a while.
It took a while, yes. So you see who succeeds in meditation, who is responsible? You.
Right.
Someday your mind is in the wandering state and you have started meditating, then it will take some time. The other day, the mind is lazy, and you say, this beard guy speaks like this, let me have a nap. So you you go into the nap. So who is responsible? I'm not going into the nap. I'm continuously speaking. So it's your mind, and someday it is it is obsessed. So obsessed with anything. Like John said, I have a lot of work at I have lot of things to do at my work. So the mind picks up. So ask the mind, what the hell you are doing now? You're doing meditation. First do meditation, then we will think about the office.
Good.
Or whenever you have to do
Good.
something comes up to your mind, you simply say to your mind, give it to this weird guy. I will talk later. But we need that awareness. We need that awareness.
Good. Good.
You see that we need that awareness. So once you are living into that awareness, you live in meditative state or mindfulness state. Any question that you like to ask? Live into that state. It is good. You don't have any questions, so I'm very happy.
I have
Oh,
a
you have
question.
questions?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, if you meditate without listening to your recording, right?
Yeah.
And you do the different stages, right? Then it's your mind that is taking over, or what? Because you
Yes,
have all
yes,
the different
yes,
stages.
yes. Check your mind like you check when you learn driving. You had the necessary skill sets and you know the rules of the road, and then you go to MVC, Motor Vehicle Commission, and they issue you a driving license. So that is one answer. The second answer is that, have I started working on the mind and the mind is listening to me, that it will remember all the steps? Even if you don't remember the steps, you will succeed in meditation because you have already started working on the mind. So that is the main key. So when you just started learning driving, then the car is working on you. Your mind does not understand even if the driver teacher says, why you did this? Hold on to the steering. Don't pedal. Give brake. So instead of brake, you pedal and it hits the road. So it is because of the mind. It is because of the mind. So when you start working on the mind, any practice will do, not only my practice. I have no practice because I have given 2,000 practices to the people. So even I don't remember. I remember only when I start giving the practice to the people. There is no issue. Good. So we will
Thank
meet
you.
again. Thank you. We will meet again next week at the same time. Michelle, my friend, keep smiling.
Thank you so much, Acharya. Namaste.
Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Well.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye, Michelle.
Bye.
Bye, Anne.
Bye.
Bye.